What's up, you guys? Hello. Today I'm going to be showing you some foundation hacks plus tips. Now, I bet when you started wearing makeup, or maybe you just have started wearing makeup, obviously we all don't know everything about it. Like, obviously we don't know how to apply it. We're just learning. You're gonna fail. There's a lot of, you know, like mistakes you're gonna make, and it's just part of it. So when I started wearing foundation, I didn't know everything, and honestly, I did not know a lot. So today I'm going to be showing you whatever tips I have, and yeah, comment more video ideas. So first of all, before applying any makeup to your face, you want to wash your face, you want to cleanse it, because the reason is, if you don't do that, the natural oils on your face are gonna form, and that is gonna cling to your makeup and then make it a lot harder to blend. So I suggest washing your face. So what I'm gonna do is just use my cleanser. Now, the cleanser I like to use is the Formula 10.0.6 3x Sublime. So this is a blackhead wash, scrub, and mask, and I like to use kind of like a light cleanser in the morning. I mean, even though my face is oily, this is just pretty light, that it's not very harsh, so I use this. Another great cleanser that I've tried and I would 100% recommend is the First Aid Beauty Cleanser, and they have some great products that I would recommend. So I'm just going to take a small amount and wet my hands here and just kind of rub this all around my face and my neck. Don't forget that, because you will be applying makeup there and you want to wash. So I just like scrubbing this around a bit. It does have a few kind of like exfoliating beads, but you can't really feel it too much. But this is just going to get rid of any dirt, oil, impurities, any kind of makeup we have that is on our face, or that was left on our face throughout the night. So, and one thing I would recommend, if you are not going to wash your face or you don't have time to do that, at least use a makeup wipe or blot it. Okay, so now that we've cleansed our face and washed it, I'm just going to take a cloth and just kind of dry this and pat this dry. And the next step we are going to move on is to either a serum / a treatment. So the one I use is the Derma E Purifying Serum. This is also like a treatment for acne and just to kind of like very purify your skin and balance it out. So this is great. It's like a creamy consistency, and I just put a little bit of this, and what I like to do is just put it onto my face but pressing it into your skin. That way it will really kind of blend when we apply our foundation on top and use this. Now, another great treatment / serums is the Fresh one. They have a really good one. It's a very good consistency and works very well, so I just press this into my skin like this. Now next, what we are going to apply is a moisturizer. So I'm going to use the Neutrogena Moisture Oil Free Moisturizer in sensitive skin. I also love the Cetaphil moisturizer, and the Shiseido moisturizer is a very good day moisturizer. This is just super light, has SPF. You want to make sure you have a moisturizer with SPF, whether it's 15 or 50. You want to make sure, because the UVA and UVB ultraviolet rays are out, and even if it's a cloudy day, they are out all the time. Another tip I do is just rub the moisturizer up like this on my face, and it just applies it better. So I do this. This is great. It's also oil free. If you have oily skin like me, you don't want something with oils that are going to just contribute way more oils to your natural oils than you already have. So just a light cleanser like this is great. And now we can move on to primer. So you guys know my favorite primer is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I'm going to show you that right now. But I also love the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. This is a great drugstore primer. It does a great job at helping your makeup stay on longer, prepping your skin for makeup. So like, you want to really do this to prep your skin, otherwise the makeup is not going to look very nice, it won't stay on very well long, and just, you know, it's not going to work very well. So I just use a little bit, focus it around my nose area, my neck as well, because we're applying it there too, so just a little bit. This is a silicone based primer, but there also are like hydrating primers, so it depends what your skin is. Mine just has quite a lot of pores, so I find the silicone primers work for me, but you know, do what works for you. I also love the Smashbox Photo Finish foundation primer. Now this is the original type. They do have a bunch of other hydrating and bunch of types. I use this all the time. It's one of my favorites. It does a very good job at keeping your makeup on and I love it. So primer. Now we're gonna move on to the actual foundation. So there's a bunch I like, but the one I'm going to use today is, I'm going to use the Rimmel BB Cream in light to medium, and then we're also going to put that too with another foundation. So I just like to apply this obviously all over my face, you know, if I'm breaking out, but we're also going to use another shade. Usually I would just use one foundation, but right now my shade of skin is not as light as I usually am during the summer, so I like mixing two foundations. And then you know what I would recommend, like there are so many ways to apply foundation. You can apply it with your fingers, you can you know, there's so many ways, but what I would recommend is remove your makeup and cleanse your skin like we already did, then moisturize and prime your skin like we did, step 2, and then I would apply your foundation with a foundation brush. And what I like to do then is use a blender, but if you just like to use a beauty blender, that works very well. Those actually work very well to blend your skin in, but me, I don't know, lately I've been liking using a brush. So I just use a round top foundation kabuki brush and just blend this in very well. I find they work, especially if you want to build quite a bit more coverage, it works very well. I also love the sponges, like I said, so I will show you, like I am going to use the sponge as well, but I also just love using sometimes like a foundation brush, so I'm gonna just show you that as well. And then the actual foundation we're gonna use today is the Pure Bare It All in the light shade. So I use this and apply quite a bit more just to really cover our face. So what I like to do, a tip for you guys, is if you are going somewhere where, say, you are not able to touch up your makeup throughout the day, but you really want it to stay on all day and, you know, obviously not come off, is you can apply quite a bit of powder, and that's going to really help, like, make your foundation stay on. So first I'm just going to blend this in. Put a bit on. I really like this foundation. I did do a first impressions on this, so I will link that down below for you guys to check out, but I love this. I could rave about it. It's such a good foundation, and then I just press it in with the brush. It does such a good job like this. Just really kind of like press it in. When you use a stippling motion like this, it really works well to apply your makeup, especially if you have blemishes like me or want to just cover up. This does a great job. I find also sometimes using brushes make your face look a little more natural applied. I sometimes find with like using sponges, it sometimes can look like you're wearing makeup, but when you use a brush, it can make it look a little more natural. So I like that benefit as well, but don't get me wrong, I love using sponges. So now I'm just going to spot conceal, kind of. We're going to conceal now. The best thing after your foundation is to conceal. So you want to conceal before you put your powder on. I have like, it's just the better way because when you put a liquid onto a powder, it may not work as well. So I just put it under my eyes a bit. Any other blemishes I want to just like cover that maybe the foundation didn't cover as well, and I just want to like spot conceal. So fingers if you like to just like really press it in there, but me, I don't know, I just like using brushes. But concealing with your fingers works quite well. Spot concealing works pretty well. So now that we're done blending, we are finally gonna go to powder. A translucent press powder or a non-press powder works very well to set your face. Now this is gonna work if, like, you know, you want to make your makeup last, but say you don't have a setting spray or you don't have time during the day to set your face and keep applying makeup to it. So what you want to use is a setting powder that's really going to make it work. So I use the Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Powder. Laura Mercier also has a great translucent powder. It's a high-end powder, but it's super great. So I just take my brush again and just really press this in. Apply more powder is better. Well, with a loose translucent, you don't want to apply too much, but you can also bake with a loose translucent and put it like under your eyes or anywhere. But with just like a pressed powder like this, I just make sure I apply quite a bit, because then we will have a lot more makeup look flawless and better, and just prepping your skin like this really makes it last. So a bit more, and then yeah. Okay, next what we're gonna do is apply a blush. So I'm gonna use my Tarte blush in Party Amazonian 12-Hour Blush, and this is like a super pretty shade. So I apply a bit of this to the apples of my cheeks, just for a bit of color. You can also use our blender to blend this out. So what I will actually do is take our blender now, and what I like to do also before is take the blender and put it in a rolling motion. So when I do it like this, it is really gonna just like set your makeup, and does a very good, just the rolling motion does a very good job. It also just like will blend in our foundation a lot better too. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is use a bit of bronzer. Usually I would do the bronzer then the blush, but I kind of just messed that up. So Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer is one of my favorites. So what I'm gonna do is take this actually on another brush, and this is kind of like a more flat top brush. So I just take a bit of this and do the 3. So I do 1 here, 2, and 3, or I sometimes just put it under my cheekbones. It depends where I kind of want to warm up my face. Really depends on the day, you know. So I just put this of blending, because we are going to be on our last step, which is highlight. So the highlighter I'm going to use is the L'Oreal True Lumi Liquid Glow Illuminator Prime and Highlight in the shade Rose. They also have a really pretty color in Ice. So I'm just going to put this on top of my cheekbones kind of here and just put a few little, and then I do like using a blender to apply liquid highlighters, but if you're using like a pressed highlighter, I just use a brush. So I just like find this does a very good job. And especially like if you didn't wash your face, it won't work as well using these type of products either, so you want to make sure you wash your face. And then I just put a little bit on my nose and my Cupid's bow and blend this in. Highlighter is such a pretty awesome makeup product, so I just blend this in. And then we're going to do now our last blending, because we're not going to touch our face anymore. So after this I would do like my eyes, but I'm not going to do my eyes in this tutorial, but this is how I do my face makeup all the time. Just really blend it, or if I don't use, say, blush or anything like that, I still do the same regimen and same steps, just without those products. So now I just want to share a DIY kind of makeup primer you could do if you wanted to. So aloe vera gel, you can put 1 part of that with your favorite moisturizer, 1 part of that, so like this Neutrogena moisturizer would be a great one, or any kind of moisturizer, you put 1 part of that in aloe vera, and that is a awesome DIY makeup primer. And then what else you could do is do foundation, a kind of witch hazel for acne, like a toner or something like that, or like a Bioderma type of micellar water, and then put your powder on top, and then concealer, and that will equal a awesome foundation consistency if you wanted to make a foundation. your skin tone. This is a big tip I have for you guys. I feel like a lot of the times we just kind of like test our foundation on our neck and not our arms. So you want to match your foundation on your arm and on your neck. So like, you know, you will do when you're in the store testing a foundation, make sure you do a swatch on your arm as well as your neck. So, you know, so you can test it properly, and then you'll really find the true match to your skin tone on your hand. And cap to your face and neck, like, and body, it can completely differ in colors. Like, you know, like this is generally a good sign that you haven't found your correct skin tone, and a good way to actually find the right shade is by testing it underneath the eyes, so underneath here, or on around your nose, and this does a very good job at that. So if you match the shade there, you'll look good all over, and you won't get like a too dark shade on your face than your neck. You know, like when you have that, when it's like too dark on your face and or like too dark on your neck and light on your face, you know. And then not knowing your undertone, you want to know your skin's undertone. What's your undertone and how to find it. So what I recommend is foundations are like usually come recommended for 3 undertones types: cool, neutral, and warm. There are some principles apply on all skin tones from very fair to dark. So those with cool undertones, notice their skin has a pink or blue tinge to it. So it usually has skin has like pink, red, or blue tinge. And then you have a cool undertone if the veins on your wrist are blue or purple, if the silver jewelry flatters your skin more than gold, and when you look on your skin in the sun, it appears bluish. So that's, you have a cool undertone when you have those signs. A neutral undertone, you have, your skin is neutral, it's pink, red, blue, nor yellow, gold, peach, but somewhere in between. You have a neutral undertone, and the veins on your wrist would be blue or green, so that's me. Both gold and silver jewelry would flatter your skin, and when you look in the sun, it appears greenish. And if you have a warm undertone, you will notice that your skin has a yellow, gold, or peach tinge to it. The veins on your wrists are slightly green or olive, gold jewelry, and flatters your skin more than silver, and when you look in the sun, it appears a yellowish color. So you can always search these up, and you can always just like check or ask the people in the Sephora or any store what kind of, you know, undertone you have. So that is a good thing. And if you don't know your undertone, the chances of finding a foundation that actually matches your skin to go with your undertone, so it can be a lot harder. So make sure you learn about your undertone. And yeah, and then not knowing your skin type, that is a big thing. A lot of foundations, sometimes, not all, but a lot can be created to oily skin, dry skin, normal to combo. So you want to know which one's kind of you. Skin type tissue tests. So wash your face and dry your face. Tear a tissue into 4 pieces, and then put 1 piece on your forehead, 1 on your nose, and 1 on your chin. And normal, all 4 pieces stick for a moment and then fall off. So that would be you have normal skin. Dry, all 4 pieces would fall off. And if you have oily, all 4 pieces stick to the face. So I have oily, and then combination tissue sticks to nose or chin. So when applying foundation, it's also important to know what type of skin you have, so you know what kind of foundation to get. And yeah, try this trick. It actually really, really works. And then using bronzer all over your face, what I like to do is just sweep over cheekbones, blend it out, tap excess product. Always tapping excess product, you guys, is so important, because like then you're not getting too much on the brush and it just, you know, and then applying it to your hairline and also finish under the jawline. So that's kind of what I showed you guys. You can always do the 3. It's a tip. It's like here, here, and here. And then you're done. And bronzer should be used to highlight areas like your cheeks or all over your face. And if you put it all over, it's more orange, you would probably you probably don't want to do this, but like you might think it's providing an extra layer of coverage or camouflage within blemishes, and you have it on your face, but what it's really doing is probably just accentuating your blemishes. Instead, put some foundation on, then follow up with concealer so you still feel like you need it, because that way it just, you know, but you could do that if you want. Putting a ton of foundation over under dark eye circles. So how to apply concealer is you can either do the triangle, so a lot of people do a triangle right under, and it would be like dotting it and a triangle, or you can do kind of like a banana. That's what it looks like, a banana shape under your eyes is not what you should do. So do a triangle under your eyes, and that works the best. And the below and above eyebrows, you want to apply it like right here and here, and dotting it, and then on your eyes, like around this area, lower part of your eyelid, and in the inner tear duct. So, and then pimples, hide them with concealer. You can just apply a little bit and dot it on. If you have dark circles under your eyes, your first instinct is for them, but this isn't actually the best way to deal with it, because if you apply too much, you'll end up accentuating those circles. Instead, only apply a light amount of concealer. Use a brush to cover the circles. So like I said, use a brush. It's the best thing to do it with concealer, or a sponge, but yeah. And then use a tinted powder to set your foundation. Apply your favorite under eye concealer. How to bake your makeup is use a translucent, not a pressed powder, but a translucent powder, and let it bake under your skin for about 10 minutes. So you put it under your under eyes, and then blend it off with a brush and dust the powder, and that's how you bake. And then you have nice under eye bags, and this will give your makeup a not heavy over processed look, and instead you'll get a translucent or setting spray that will set your makeup without adding extra weight to it or oils. And then not washing it off. The right way to wash your face is to change your pillowcase weekly, okay? This is like a great way to prevent acne. And use a fresh towel, obviously, daily to avoid contaminating your face. And then hair products with silicones and pasteurized will clog your pores if they get in your skin, so make sure you don't want to use products like that. And then step 1, wash your face with warm water and a mild cleanser, and pat dry with a clean towel. Don't rub, it's going to cause other issues in the far future. And then step 2, apply a toner or wait for it to dry. I love using a micellar water, so that's also kind of like a toner, and it removes other makeup. And then toner is useful for those with extremely oily skin. It's going to remove, you know, extra oils. And then apply any topical medication, such as like a acne medication or, you know, anything else. And then apply an eye cream or serum and let it dry. This will help prevent collagen damage. And then apply a moisturizer. Drying out your skin will actually cause it to produce more oil. So adding a moisturizer will last longer, will active ingredients and help products more effective in repairing your skin. And then perfume on, like you don't want to get that on there. And then apply a sunscreen with an SPF of at least 30, that's what I mentioned earlier, to protect your skin from the harmful UVA rays. And apply makeup primer or foundation to proceed into your makeup routine. So like I showed you earlier, that's how I would do the steps to when, like after I wash my face, to apply my makeup. But this is the steps you can kind of do at night. And yeah, I hope you guys learned quite a bit, and you probably maybe knew a lot of this, but just some new tips. And obviously, like, I'm still learning with makeup. Every day you learn something new, but here are just my tips of how I like to wear foundation and apply it. I would love it if you liked this video, and I would love it if you subscribe. It's for this link down below, and comment review ideas, and I will see you next time. Bye!